Nancy Pelosi caught in an epic scandal. Welcome to John Mike Keene, but will she survive?
And maybe even more famously, at the State of the Union, you tore up his speech. You were the face, really, the embodiment of the Democratic resistance in Trump won. There's no national leader right now. How can Democrats fight back?
Our leader, Hakeem Jeffries, working with Chuck, of course, litigation. Hold them up in the court. Slow down this process.
So that's their big plan, is litigation and slow them down in the courts. I don't see that working. It's an admittance of failure and that they lost and that they have no power.
President Biden has said that he thinks he could have won if he hadn't been pressured to step down. Do you agree?
Well, all I know is that we won a seat in the House. We did not lose any seats. You know, people were like, "Oh, the Democrats lost." No, we did not. I think it would have been quite different with President Biden at the top of the ticket.
The former First Lady, Jill Biden, has spoken out saying she was disappointed in you. Is there any way to patch that up? Have you spoken to the former president?
Well, I certainly hope so. No, I haven't. But the fact is,
she could have made a phone call to Jill Biden. In fact, it's obvious that she's been trying to call Jill Biden to patch things up, but Jill Biden is not taking her calls. That's the big division between them. Is it's implied that it is Nancy Pelosi's fault for putting Kamala Harris in and causing the biggest loss in Democrat history. Now, there's no way to know how well Joe Biden would have done, even though his ratings were very low. His polls were lower than Kamala, but they never recovered from it. So they will always have to live in that tension of, what if we disobeyed Nancy Pelosi and ran Joe Biden? So she'll forever be held responsible for the Trump win, which is the greatest shame to Democrats, and that's why we're celebrating.
That we're all on a mission for the American people, for America's working families. My whole passion about being in politics is for the children. So what is it that we're doing for the children? I think that it would have been important for the children to not have Donald Trump be president of the United States. And that is, I would take every step necessary to make sure that didn't happen, but it did. And now we have to deal with it.
She's upset that they took away her children, to help her pick her fruit, do late night slave labor, and clean her house.
And in about 6 or 7 months, you're going to see such a change. By the time we start our campaigns in this fall, for next fall, you're going to see a very different picture about the Democrats vis-a-vis Donald Trump.
I think the Democrats are going to go violent is the big plan, but we'll keep an eye on them for you.
Well, you still have so much fight in you. I'm glad to see you after your accident. You're better.
Well, let me just say, it's my honor to be here with you today on one of your last days.
Did you see that? Andrea Mitchell asks how she's doing after her accident. Nancy turns around and goes, "It's great to see you in one of your last days."
Today on one of your last days.
Here at work, because Andrea Mitchell is stepping down. That's a huge win and yet another controversy among the Democrats. I'm John Mike Keene.